go.
What's the technique?
A bit more wet.
Oh, you're going to keep it moist.
There's plenty of service, isn't there?
Oh, she's a good one.
Look at it.
Although it is leaking oil, so if you can hurry up. Now, before we get started into today's video, let me just quickly tell you about our sponsor today from Topdon and their amazing offers they've got on only for the next few days. Now, those of you who may be after a jump pack, I cannot recommend this enough. This is the Topdon JS2000 jump pack. This is a lightweight, affordable jump pack that can power up to a 4-litre diesel engine. It's really straightforward to use. You simply plug the jump leads in, press a boost button, and you can have any vehicle up to 4 litres up and running in a matter of seconds. We use this every single day. It is far cheaper, lighter, and just as reliable as all of those rivals out there from them big name brands, and a must have for the boot of your car or at home. Now, these machines are an incredible £75, which is an amazing retail price alone. But don't worry, because you're going to be paying even less than that, because Car UK viewers are getting a discount. This machine has gone down to £63.74 for the next few days only. So make sure you check that out. The link's in the description, and you can use this promo code here to get your discount at £63.74. And if you're looking for something a bit smaller, they also offer the 1500, a 1500 amp smaller, lightweight jump pack. There's also on offer at £50.99. So make sure you check both of those out. They're only on offer for the next few days. And finally as well, those of you who are after diagnostic machines, well, you're in luck, because both of their two diagnostic machines that we use here every day, the ARTIDIAG 600S and the amazing ARTIDIAG 800BT, are back on promotion. Now, the ARTIDIAG 800BT is a wireless diagnostic machine with over 27 different service functions. It'll work on ABS systems, airbag systems, it'll do injector coding, DPFs. It's one of the best machines out there and the most affordable price you can find, and it even comes with free updates for life. Simply buy the machine once and you never have to pay again for updates, so you'll always have a machine that is bang up to date, making sure you're never behind with the times. And this machine is usually retails at around £250, but it's back on promotion only till the 27th of June. By using that promo code here, you can get it for £209 and a few pence. And if you're looking for a machine that maybe a little bit more simplistic, maybe a little bit less complicated, then maybe look at maybe the ARTIDIAG 600S, an entry-level machine that packs a mighty punch, a great machine that we use as well here at the Car Pitch. Now, make sure you use our links in the description to go through to the correct supplier for the UK for these machines, making sure you're getting your warranties and of course your free updates for life. You've only got until the 27th of June, guys. You've only got a few days to get them, and we don't know when they'll be back on offer. So if you've been sitting on the fence for a diagnostic machine or a jump pack, get yourself in those links, get that promo code in, and get hold of your machines today. Morning all, welcome back to the channel. You join me at Aston Barclay on vehicle collection. I'm currently, well, in a field, part of the field here at Aston Barclay, the overflow, trying to find a Vauxhall Meriva, a very poorly Vauxhall Meriva. 2008 plate, old shape Vauxhall Meriva. 1.4 petrol that I bought for £380, well, about £84 I think it was, 384 quid there, thereabouts, from the auction a couple of weeks ago. Now, it's been here because, well, I couldn't really drive it back, because basically what happened was I saw it go through, very clean car for what it is, with low mileage. However, when it went through the auction, I'm sort of celebrating, thinking, wow, that was a cheap car, sounded well. I didn't actually notice the massive oil puddle, oil slick that it left behind it, which is odd, because it was dry underneath, and then when it started it, oil was pouring out everywhere. Now, I've got an idea what that probably is. Being a Meriva 1.4, it's a Corsa-based engine, and we do have a common issue that goes wrong with them, so I'm hoping that is the case and it's not something terminal. But at £380, I ain't that bothered, because I'll probably scrap for 250. So at this sort of level, which is why I like dealing in these type of cars, it's a proper throw the dice. You've got very little to lose, but lots to gain. A car that's probably worth 90-95 minimum, maybe a touch over, with 60-odd thousand miles on. But anyway, it's here somewhere in the field. We need to try and retrieve it, get it out, try and fix it, and obviously try and get it on sale. That is the plan. So let's go and find it. It's somewhere buried here in the field. Here it is, my abandoned Meriva. Look how abandoned that is. Oh, weeds growing around it. There we go. Anyway, it's quite a clean car, 08 plate. It's done 67,000 miles. Move around the bushes. We've got a little tiny mark on the door there. That's probably the worst of it, which most people come out and will just touch in. You're not going to start painting a door at that level. It's actually quite a presentable car for a car of this age. The rest of it doesn't need any paint. I think there's a scuff as well, I noticed, on one of the bumpers that will come out. So it's quite straight down here. Obviously, but looking past all the weeds. There's a little scuff, I think. Yeah, it's here, the scuff. Really light that'll come out. Anyway, there it is. Let's see if it starts up and find out what's wrong with this Meriva. I mean, get it out and have a proper look at it later on. Inside, not too bad actually. It's quite clean. No rips or tears. Just wants a valet. We've got no plastics coming off or anything like that, or trim bits. It's in pretty decent nick. No bad smell to it either. Had a few cars recently that absolutely stink, but this one is not one of them. We've got a little drop of fuel, a quarter of a tank there. There we go, start that up, and there we go. We've got no oil light on at the moment, so that's a good sign. And we've got no engine lights on, but I know it's got an oil leak, so I am expecting that to come on. Quick go with the radio. Is that working? Come on, radio. Yes, radio's working. Heaters are working. Done 67 thou. Steering's working, because they're quite common on these for going wrong as well. Seems all right. And also check the steering as well, clunking side to side. They used to suffer with playing the racks, these did. In the back, it's quite nice, clean, pleasant thing. Quite spacious things. These are basically based on a court, the old Corsa C, which is a bit sort of jacked up. That's what they're sort of based on. And I quite like them. They are quite popular. Let's pop that one. I'm going to turn the engine off for a minute, just because we know it's got an oil leak, and we don't want to be tempting fate, do we? Let's see where this oil leak was. I assume it was this car that was leaking oil, because it did leave a huge puddle, and it would make sense being a 1.4 Corsa. Right, straight away, see down the right side here, nice and dry, that's good. Look down the left side of the engine, looks pretty dry down there. So you're ruling out things like crankshaft oil seals and camshaft oil seals, or housings and stuff. They seem to be fine, or worst case, cylinder heads. You can get cylinder heads that can leak oil, and obviously that would be quite catastrophic. I can see straight away the issue. If we look down here, you can see the oil there, oil on that switch at the bottom, and of course this one here, which is the oil pressure switch. And in fact, if I just touch that, can you see all the oil coming out of that switch? So that's the oil pressure switch, got a little diaphragm in it, basically picks up oil pressure. If they break, the diaphragm fails, and the oil just basically pees out of everywhere and all over the floor, and also can get into these wiring switches here, which is not good, because that can get into the wiring system, gets into the plugs, get into the ECU and contaminate it. And in fact, I have a Corsa back at the unit with exactly the same problem, which I've had to change the wiring on, and also send the ECU off to be basically cloned and redone, because it won't run right, which is a real shame. So yeah, I've got that to contend with, potentially. Now, it's not the end of the world to do that. We've got spare engine for this if we needed one. The engine sounds fine, so we're not worried about that. I haven't even got any chain rattle, which is a blessing, because you'd assume that losing oil that you could knacker the chain pretty quickly on these, because they are renowned for it. But also as well, we've got spare wiring, so if we need to put a loom on it, if it's contaminated, we can do that. Quick way we could check that is just literally just pull off switches, and you can actually see then if you've got any oil contamination. Pull that one off there. If we have a look in there, we can see actually in there, I'll show you, I'm quite focusing on, that's nice and dry, which is good news. What you'd usually see is stuff like if oil got into the wiring, it basically goes all round and gets into the plug connectors, and you would see oil in there all contaminated. That is bone dry, so that is great news. That means it's probably only just failed. What usually happens is if they start leaking, is people carry on driving them for a length of time, and eventually they just contaminate all the wiring and it starts running rough. Engine lights come on, you just get all these issues. You can get problems with the Lambert sensors, they all get sort of contaminated, and you don't get the Lamberts working properly. It can just turn into a bit of a pig of a car, and you're not getting running right. So that's good news. Now, you can see the oil leak more closely down here actually. So there's our offending item, that switch. It's literally a few pounds to fix, and we'll obviously change the oil in it as well. We can have this up and running. You can see here, this gasket, this side gasket here for the timing chain, doesn't look that old, which will explain why we've not got any rattles on the chain. It's probably not long had a chain, and what they've probably done, I'm only guessing, maybe they've reused an old switch, or a faulty switch, so maybe it's just gone, maybe the age of it, or it's a bad switch, who knows. The common, we always change every one of them we get on this older type engine. The later engines, 10 onwards, didn't seem to suffer with the problem as much, but these ones, early ones, were terrible on the 1.2s, 1 litres, and even the 1.4s like this one. Right, we know it starts, we know it runs. Let's get it out, get it loaded up, and get it back to the unit and work out the cost of this, see if it's effective or not, drive it, get the switch fixed and then drive it, and see if we can make a shilling or two out of it, and try and clean it up and make it into a car. Wish me luck. Right, can we get past the Gateman? How do?
Alright, good morning sir, nice morning.
You pass out.
Sunshine.
How was your holiday?
It wasn't,
Another one.
It wasn't as good as Lanzarote, but
Nothing as good as Lanzarote.
we're going back to Lanzarote October.
Oh, very good. See, you've got more holidays than me, this lad. Can you get me this sticker off?
I can.
I seem to balls it up every time I get them off. I think you're the expert at this, and we'll show you what you're doing. Master at work here.
Here we go.
What's the technique?
A bit more wet.
Oh, you're going to keep it moist.
There's plenty of service, isn't there?
Oh, she's a good one.
Look at it.
Although it is leaking oil, so if you can hurry up.
We have got a spill kit.
Yeah?
Don't worry.
I'm more worried about my engine.
It's not looking too good, this.
It's not looking good, this, is it?
In trouble with dry weather.
In fairness, it has been here for about 2 weeks. I tell you what, you've done this before, haven't you? I never managed to do that. I always get all the glue everywhere and ends up everywhere, all over the place.
You've got to get under the glue. There we are.
Well, I'm impressed with that. I'm very impressed.
Have a nice trip back.
Thank you very much. You can see there my oil is leaking.
Sand down.
Yeah. On the weeds as well in my door.
We haven't charged for the grass.
Thank you. Charge for the grass. Right, as you can see, we're loaded up. Got past the Gateman as well, which is always good, unscathed. He seemed in a good mood actually, which is probably because he's had more holidays than Judith Chalmers this year. But anyway, we get back to the unit now. It's really sunny, sun's just come out, it's a lovely day. Anyway, we get back to the unit, get this off. I'm going to order an oil pressure switch, obviously, get that sorted, and go for a proper drive in it, and we can see if anything else is okay with it. I've got a good feeling about this one. I think this is not going to cost too much to sort out and get on the pitch. I'm hoping that's the case because we really do need to get some stuff on there. We've sold so much recently. Anything that can be quickly turned around is be ideal. So we'll check it out anyway in a minute. I'll get back and unload it and we'll see how the old Meriva fares and go through the numbers. Right, back at the pitch. Car is off the truck and we've now fitted, had a quick look around it, and now fitted as well a new pressure switch. So put a new one on it, not a particularly difficult job. I've just blasted it off with some brake clean for now, but just won't clean up properly. Maybe get the power wash on it, but you have to be very careful when doing that. Also notice as well it wants an auxiliary belt. You can quite see there, but it's a bit torn. It definitely wants an auxiliary belt. Also wants some rear brakes doing on it. The pads are very low. You also notice that. So there's a little bit of work to do there, and maybe the odd tyre. But that's what I've noticed so far. But what's it drive like? That's the main thing, because if it drives like a dog, then that's going to have a bearing on the decision. For now, we fix it early, but let's just see what the rest of it's like. So we'll rig it up and we'll go for a quick drive. Right. Never in doubt. Radio's on. Shut up. Right. Okay, so let's go and have a drive of it. It's got a bit of fuel in it, quarter of a tank, so I'm quite pleased with that. And see what this is actually like on the road, because they do suffer with a few big bits and bobs. They do suffer with a few things, these, particularly steering. You've got to make sure the steering is all functioning properly. There's sort of like a semi-electric motor. We've got a pump on it with an electric motor, and I've seen a few of these when they get sort of running after a few minutes, you can pack up and the steering goes really heavy. Down the road now, it's actually driving really nice. It's got no knocks, no bangs. It's changing gear nice. The clutch bike's right. The clutch bike's really nice on it as well. It's not heavy or too high or anything like that. That's driving really, really well. Quite pleased with that. We're going to shake the old steering. We're moving all right there. Got no sort of play in that at all. And it's pulling off absolutely fine. And we've got no oil light on. It did come on actually when I was putting it on the truck earlier on. Yeah, it obviously was losing too much oil pressure, which is very dangerous. But now we've got that oil switch in. We've managed to put that light out and, crucially, have saved the engine, because that could have been catastrophic. These do not like being run short of oil, and like I said, if it gets into the wiring, it can damage all the wiring, the loom, etc., cause them to misfire. And of course, obviously, the oil's not getting around the engine, it can blow the engine, or it can, in some cases, at least damage the chain. And this doesn't look like it's had a chain on it, and it just looks like to me one of those sloppy jobs where someone's just shoved a chain on it and just done the bare basics. So it needs all checking really to make sure, one, did they change the water pump, because they might not have bothered because it's not driven on the chain. Did they, obviously didn't change the pressure switch, and they haven't looked like, or it doesn't look like they've changed the auxiliary belt either. That's all torn and quite badly worn. And he said, you're going to put an auxiliary belt back on a car, particularly if it's not in great shape either, it's going to tear it limb from limb every time you take it off and reinstall it. So just wants checking there really to make sure nothing else has been missed. But other than that really, and a little bit, I've got a little bit of a vibration on the back as well. I'm not sure if it's my tray plates making a noise or it's a bit of plastic or something, but there's no sort of major things wrong with this. It's thinking, hang on a minute, this is going to basically blow a hole in the budget. I don't think we're going to spend a lot of money on this. I think we actually really have bought an absolute gem. Now, I've paid 380 something pounds for it. It's about 384, something like that. But let's just keep it simple. 380 quid. And then I've ordered an oil pressure switch. I've ordered some rear brakes for it. I know it probably wants at least one tyre, but let's say we have to put 2 on it. It probably wants some other little bits and bobs as well underneath, usually on these wishbone arms, stuff like that. No noises, I can't hear any knocks or bang, but let's just assume it wants a little bit of prep. I really cannot see this needing more than a few £100 at best, and even then I can't even see where we're going to spend it. An MOT, a service kit, maybe a few little bits and bobs here and there. It doesn't need any paint at all. Yes, there's a little mark on the door, but it's only a little mark, and most people buff out, they'll touch it in. And we're not trying to get top money for it. It's done 67,000 miles. We can make it a really smart car, buff it up, and stick it up at 1995. Serviced, MOT, and a bigger warranty, shovel warranty on it, and give someone a better peace of mind. That's what really needs to be done with this vehicle. With 67 on it, it's got years and years left for someone to use and abuse. Little cheap little family car. And I say it's ideal because it's the 1.4. They did these in 1.4s, 1.6s, they even did 1.8 petrols as well, which are really difficult things to shift. Now, reliability wise, I prefer the 1.6, but from a sales perspective, the 1.4 is the one you really want, because that's what most people want. It's a small little MPV this, and they want something small and economical. So I'll tell you what, I'm really pleased with this. It's driving far better than I even thought it would do, to be honest. I thought we would have a few more issues to contend with, but we had so much money in the budget that, to be honest with you, it could take a bit of an hiding on the older budget front to get it in a retail condition. At 1995, we've got loads left in it. Even if we spend 300 quid on it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, there's still lots in it. But that's what happens in this game. You see, this car went through, I didn't see it at first. People were sort of looking in the corner. I wasn't paying any attention. Even I sometimes are not on the ball, and I've been doing this a long time. And next thing you know, you see there's pools of oil coming out. Now, I've already bid by this point, and obviously next thing you know, the hammer goes down, and there I am, I'm the winner, and you're thinking, oh no, what have I bought? But then you think, well, actually, no, it's a Meriva, it's a Corsa engine. You know what it's going to be, or at least you think it is. And if you're wrong, what have you actually lost? And if you think of it from a, I know it shouldn't really do this way, but, you know, obviously the way I do sort of look at sometimes, particularly this sort of area, particularly this sort of market, is that the upside is far greater than the loss. I'm going to lose 130, 40 quid, let's be realistic, if this was knackered. But the gain on it, you know, is huge. It's easily going to be a sort of grand £1,400 of profit in it, in a car that is going to be easy to sell, easy, because this is the sort of stuff at the moment that is flying out the door. Couple of grand stuff, cheap family, small cars, that's going to be, you know, decent mileage on it, that's reliable, you can make reliable, that people can get a fair few years out of, and then move on to something else. It's cheaper than leasing, it's cheaper than PCP and all that, and a buy and hire purchase. People just want this type of stuff at the moment. It is booming. So yes, great result. Happy with it. We'll keep an eye on this on the channel over the next few weeks. I'll give you an update when it's obviously on sale and it's all looking lovely. And of course, if there's any issues arise, I've got it wrong and it comes back and bites us, of course I will always update you on the channel. And hopefully we can get it sold pretty soon. If anyone is interested in this car, then obviously let us know. Come get in contact with us. Early bird catches the worm, because our stuff does move fast, particularly at this price point. So thank you guys for watching this one. I do appreciate it. Make sure you check out the offer as well from our good friends at Topdon on the Jumpacks and of course the diagnostic machines as well, because that offer only runs until the 27th of June. And like I said, it might not be back on offer again for a number of months. So please make sure you check those out. You've got a limited time only. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you catch out my latest content as it lands, and I'll see you all in the next one.